The United States hardly has any foreign exchange reserves. But what we do have, in theory, is a big hoard of gold. What that gold would enable us to do if the dollar really started to fall. If we don't actually have that gold, right? If it turns out that that gold isn't there, all hell's going to break loose. If the United States doesn't have that gold that we claim to have, gold prices are going to go ballistic.
What if the U.S. doesn't have the gold it claims to? Peter Schiff just dropped a bombshell. If the gold reserves are gone, the dollar is defenseless, and gold prices could skyrocket. Could this be the trigger for a financial disaster? Let's break it down.
By the way, one of the interesting things that they are talking about right now is doing an audit of the gold in Fort Knox. And I mean, that could open up a hell of a can of worms. First of all, the last time that the gold was audited was 1953. 1953. Not many Americans alive today were alive the last time there was an audit of the U.S. gold holdings. So how do we know that the U.S. government still has all the gold that they claim to have? Well, we don't know. I mean, maybe they don't have it. Maybe it's been leased out. Maybe it's been sold. Who the hell knows, right? Maybe some of it's been stolen. Nobody knows. Now, of course, it doesn't really matter in a sense that it used to matter, because back in the 1950s, when they were auditing the holdings, people who held Federal Reserve notes wanted to know that the gold was there, because that's what those notes were. I went over this on the podcast. Federal Reserve notes were promises to pay gold. They were promises to pay dollars, which were defined by a weight of gold. So if you had $35 and you were, let's say the French government, and you had $35 in reserves, you were entitled to an ounce of gold. Well, you weren't going to take the U.S. government's word for it. You wanted to see some independent audits. And so there were audits of the government's gold holdings. So okay, yeah, they've got enough gold to back up their notes. It'd be like if somebody writes you a check and you want to know what their balance is. Hey, you just wrote me a $10,000 check. Can I see your bank balance? Do you actually have enough money, or is this check going to bounce, right? That's what our creditors wanted to know. I got your Federal Reserve note. Do you have the gold, right, that you're obligated to pay? Well, during the 1960s, when we really started to run up these big deficits for the Great Society programs, War on Poverty, the Vietnam War, the space race, all that crap that we were spending money on that we didn't have taxes, and we started running these deficits, we weren't really doing any audits because we knew, right, that we didn't have enough gold. We didn't have enough gold to make good on our notes, because we had to have enough gold to give everybody with $35 an ounce. And clearly we didn't have enough. And, as the 1960s progressed, right, a lot of our foreign creditors, figured it out for themselves, right? They see all these deficits, they see all the money we're spending, and they're like, there's no way they got the gold. This is bullshit. And, and so I'm just going to cash in now while I can, right? I don't want to be the last man stuck. I want to cash in my Federal Reserve notes now and get dollars, right? I don't want to wait and be SOL, right? When, I want to hurry up and get my gold while I can. And so that's when you started to see like Charles de Gaulle and others, where it was like a run on the bank. Everybody was taking their Federal Reserve notes and saying, give me my gold. And that's when Nixon, he tried to slow it down. He devalued the dollar twice. Okay, we don't have enough. We can't do it at 35. How about 37? And our creditor said, bullshit. I want my gold even at 37. I don't blink you got it. And then we went, we devalued a couple of times. We got to 42. And then we said, screw it. We'll let's shut the gold window, right? That was the only way to stop it. Well, once we left the gold standard in 1971, it really didn't matter how much gold we had, because nobody was entitled to any of it. I mean, nobody who owns Federal Reserve notes now believes that they're entitled to any gold, right? It doesn't matter how much gold we have. It's irrelevant, because you can't get any gold for your Federal Reserve notes. Now, the relevance might be that's our reserve to support the dollar, right? Because other countries have their reserves in dollars, or they have it in euros or yen or pounds or other currencies. The United States hardly has any foreign exchange reserves, hardly any. But what we do have, in theory, is a big hoard of gold. And so what that gold would enable us to do, if the dollar really started to fall, right, and we wanted to defend it, we could take gold and sell it and buy back dollars, right? We can, use our gold to buy back our notes, right? But if we don't actually have that gold, right, if it turns out that gold isn't there, all hell's going to break loose, right? There are some people who think, well, that'll be bad for gold if we don't have it. No. It'll be phenomenal for gold if we don't have it. If the United States doesn't have that gold that we claim to have, gold prices are going to go ballistic and the dollar is going to tank, because that means we are defenseless. We have no reserves of anything in order to defend the dollar. And it means the U.S. government needs to buy gold. Well, where's the price going to go if the government doesn't have the gold that everybody thought it had, right? So that is a big deal. And because if we don't have our gold, that doesn't just mean there's more gold in the world. It just means that the gold that China has, the gold that India has, the gold that Russia has, the gold that Saudi Arabia has, is the gold that we used to have, right? That's probably where a lot of these countries got their gold if we sold ours, right? It's not like there's just big supplies somewhere floating around, right? It's accounted for. We've just been overcounting it, which means there's not as much gold in the world as we thought, right? Because the U.S. government's gold's not there. Now, maybe China has more than they're letting us know. That's the other speculation. We have less and China has more. So we'll find that out in theory if we have an audit. Although, you might be afraid if they actually send some auditors down to Fort Knox and they get into the vaults and, there's just cobwebs down there, are they actually going to come out and tell us that? I mean, because again, it's going to be a financial disaster. Now, of course, immediately when Elon Musk posts something about that and Michael Saylor comes out and Bitcoin fixes this, right? The idea is, well, if they had a Bitcoin reserve, we wouldn't have this problem because everybody would know exactly how much Bitcoin they have. If the U.S. dollar was still backed by gold, the way it should be redeemable, we would have an audit, right? Because people would care. The reason that we're not auditing it is because it's not backed by gold right now, right? So there's been no reason to have the audit. But Bitcoin doesn't fix that. Yeah, sure, everybody knows how much Bitcoin you have, but who cares? The Bitcoin is worthless. What difference does it make? Yeah, I can audit it. So what? You're auditing nothing. At least when you audit gold, you're auditing something. And yeah, you have to have trusted third parties that can come in there and verify that the gold is there. But, you have private companies, you could have multiple unrelated third parties that could do audits, independent audits, and, it would work. It did work. The reason that we stopped auditing is because we defaulted, and then at that point, there was no point. But if there's no gold's going a lot higher. It's another reason to buy it right now, right? Don't wait. Matter of fact, gold is at a record high. It hit a record high today. I don't know if it's at a new record high right now. No, it's 29.36, but it got over 29.40 this evening and last night, and intraday it traded over. I think it almost got to 29.45. I think maybe 29.43-ish was the new record high, but gold puts in a new record high almost every day now. I mean, it has a pullback once in a while. Silver almost got back above $33 again today. Got to about 32.90 something. And then it's pulled back. Right now it's around, 32.60, 32.70. Again, silver is the steal, right? Gold's a buy, silver is a steal, right? At this price. I mean, I remember when gold got to 2,000, silver peaked out. It didn't even get to 2,000, and silver got up to $50 in 2011. Gold got to 1,900. Gold is 50% higher than it was then, and silver is 40% lower. So silver is a steal. But again, gold stocks, Ashanti Gold, Anglo Ashanti came out. Very good earnings, really good earnings today. But they did warn that next year production would be less than they thought. And the stock opened down like 8.5%. It didn't close down 8.5%. It closed down like 3.5%, but they were great earnings. Earnings grew. I mean, I think free cash flow was up 900%. Earnings were up like 80, 90% from last year. They increased their dividend like 250%. I mean, great numbers. The stock's at 11 times earnings, but the stock went down because they said, oh, we're going to have lower production. I'm not sure why the production is going to be down, but Wall Street always overreacts to lower production.
If the truth about U.S. gold reserves comes out, the fallout could be massive. Make sure you're prepared. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay ahead of the chaos. More insights coming soon. Stay tuned.